If you don't come through and do this, then I guess we're gonna have a massive problem, aren't we? Hey guys, welcome back to the Power Closet, a space for perspectives where conversation meets style. If you're new here, hi, my name is Tumi. I make all sorts of videos from fashion, conversation, lifestyle, and everything in between. I am running late for my appointment. So we are in Marylebone today. I always wonder what people will say when they see me with like a camera on the street. They're probably wondering, I hope this girl is okay. Well, I think something that I've been finding is that everybody actually has their own problems, so they're probably not thinking about me. But anywho, I need to cross the street and head to Old Marylebone Town Hall. Hold on. Okay, so this is where we are going. Well, not London Business School. Nope. X, no. This is where we're going. How pretty is this place? Okay, so appointment done. I was actually pretty fast, which is really good. Wow, my hair is so big. I left the rollers in for so long, so I just look like Marilyn, Black Marilyn, just running around London. But anywho, I am heading off to Covent Garden. I am meeting up an old friend for lunch. He was like one of my closest friends when I was at uni, so we thought it would be good to catch up, chit chat. Yeah. Today I was actually going to try and talk about something that is very dear to my heart, and it is just the reality of being an entrepreneur. I think one of the most humbling things about my journey to date is really being in a place where I have to live out what I say to you guys, in the sense that every single day I wake up I have to live it out. And I remember one time I had like a strategy session with my friends on like how to like revamp my content, what Power Closet was, what I was trying to do, etc. And I remember it being such a hard day for me because at some point in time I actually broke down and I was like, I've done everything that I can. I've done all God has asked me to do, and I'm just not where I want to be. And it took literally every ounce of strength in me to not start crying. And it was just such a like humbling moment, because I remember like they're like my closest friends, right? So everybody just went quiet, because obviously they've been watching me put my savings, my life, everything into all that I do, and to not see the growth that we've all been praying for was so humbling. I remember getting home that day and the Holy Spirit said to me that, you know, that the questions that they ask you, what they were asking you wasn't when is it going to work. What they were asking you is, what have you done to show that you are continuously working towards what God promised? Because it's so easy for us to get caught up in the when will it work, that we forget to actually take a step and assess, okay, what am I doing, and at what point do I say, you know what, I've actually done everything that I can, so over to you, God, because if you don't come through and do this, then I guess we're gonna have a massive problem, aren't we? But there is no if you don't come through. He will at his time. Sorry guys, I decided to put on my sunglasses just in case I feel like crying. I don't want to break down on YouTube. But anywho, I know one of the truest things I found is that even Mark Zuckerberg did not know when it will work. He could only tell his investors and tell everyone like, hey, I'm doing XYZ and working on this strategy and trusting that this strategy will pan out. There comes a point where you've done everything that you can, and honestly speaking, all you have is faith. Because it's not even about being Christian, it's just the reality of life. There is a scripture that says, I planted, Apollos watered, and it is the Lord that brought the increase. And I feel like this is one of those lessons that, honestly speaking, I'd rather just not want to experience, because it's just brutal on you in the sense that you really have to let go and trust. And I feel like my life in the last like 1.5 to 2 years has been that. I don't talk about it extensively because I just haven't felt the release. So I feel like this is probably the most that I've even shared about, but I trust that one day Ava will make me do like a full sit down about what the last 2 years of my life have looked like. Like, it's not even looked like, because I'm sure you see all the cute, you know, unboxings and all those nice things. And don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed them. Of course I have. But there is another layer of myself I discovered in the last 2 years, which was one of like, you can't just preach to people here or subtle preaching here. You have to live it out. And boy, by the grace of God, I have been living it out, and it has been so humbling. So humbling. They're just, I remember I've had like a very intense week. Just intense week. It just felt like attacks, honestly. Very intense week. And I just remember thinking, I got into the shower and I just started laughing because I was like, I left my investment banking job and this is what is happening to me. Like huh? The stability. It's like, you know, when he said, come out of your father's house to a land that I will show you, and he doesn't tell you where you are, like, where are we going? So very humbling. But anyway, we're gonna pause with this deep chat because I'm now at Noto and I'm in Covent Garden, come to see a friend. For the first time ever, I'm actually early. I might run on African timing sometimes. Apologies. But anyway, okay, I have to tell you guys, I was going to say a secret. I do this all the time, but I love pasta so much. Like, it literally is like my first love. I really, really love pasta. I think this might be stressful. Can you see what I say when can I speak English? I've had a stressful week. Like, I have stressful because I've really been going through it this week. But anyway, doesn't matter because today I have good pasta. I have fun. So he arrived when I was about to be a traitor and eat without him. Wait, what is this again? Pappardelle with slow cooked short rib. This is not the truffle one, right? Is this the truffle one? Yeah, this is the truffle one. And then something with sausages. Ta-da! Why, hello, YouTube family. I was going to go look at some shops to give you guys some cute shopping content. But then, honestly, it is too cold. Just too cold. You know, I feel like as I post more and more, I'm becoming more and more myself on YouTube. Like my unfiltered self. I feel like before, maybe like a year plus ago, was a little bit more curated, like vibes. But the more I post, the more my true self comes out, which I like. Actually, I really enjoy that. Anywho, I hope you guys learned a thing or two from what it was that I was saying about just trusting that you have to do what you can do and then leave the rest to God. Gotta go now. Okay, people, I'm gonna wrap up this vlog very soon, but I finished taking my passport for photograph. Why am I struggling to speak today? And it actually turned out pretty cute. I'll put a picture here. This is probably one of the first times I've got, okay, second time, because I know my Nigerian passport at the moment. The picture that I have actually looks pretty good in contrast to one that I took a few years ago that was the ugliest thing ever. Like, even every time I used to bring out that passport, people would be like, oh, what was going on here? Like, were you okay? And I'm like, excuse me, don't be rude. So yeah, this picture is actually quite decent. It's a pretty cute picture, which is really good. Gosh, guys, it is so cold in London. There's something I was going to talk to you about. Hold on, let me cross the road. Just give me a second. Okay, last thing I was going to talk about today was actually about betraying yourself. So just before I set out to do my passport photograph, I was speaking to a friend of mine and we're just speaking about how it's one thing for someone to betray you. Look at how my hair is flying. It's one thing for someone to betray you. It's another thing entirely for you to betray yourself. And I feel like I went through that last year, and I've gone through it at various points in my life, right? Where you do yourself, like I always say, I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice. If you're my friend, you definitely would have heard me say that before, because I say all the time, okay, not all the time, God forbid, but more so like I'm very careful about never doing myself a disservice. So let me give you an example. Let's say someone hurts your feelings, right? Or you feel like someone has done something wrong, but instead of calling them out of it, because you care about them so much, you're like, oh, I'll just pretend like it never happened and let's just smile. We're just like nod and wave, nod and wave. Everybody's happy. We're like the besties that we're literally closer than ever, chummies. But deep down in your heart, you are probably resentful of them. And I have been in this position before. And I feel like whenever I've done that, I always, sorry, you guys just look at my third eye on my cheek. I always feel like I've done myself a disservice whenever I ignore a wrong or ignore someone that has wronged me. Yeah, it was just a very interesting conversation. I feel like one day I'll probably do like a full-blown chat about it, about how you can't do that. Like, you have to love yourself in such a way that brings healing to you when someone has wronged you. Like, you have to have firm boundaries, not even firm boundaries, but you have to have boundaries and know when to be like, okay, I'm gonna step out of this conversation because I just don't feel like it is right for me right now. But anyway, my battery is low, I've gotta go, but thank you for sticking around. Definitely subscribe because you know it means the world. See you soon. Bye guys.